message is all about time. But mostly, this is for Brady. Are you ready? This is an hourglass. And you know why I got an hourglass, Brady? 'Cause time is running out, baby. We're gonna take this division title all the way. Time is running out.
Brady's hourglass figure is running out of curves, but Mark Miller, my favorite human in Buffalo, yelling before Bills games is a massive curse. Mark, you have to cut this shit out. Wait until the Bills have the game in the bag, and then give us your internet gold, and we will share it with the world. But right now, you might be the problem, my friend.
Yeah!
Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I'm 0% shocked to see dirty Tom Brady try and injure Ed Oliver and get away with it, perna. I mean, just look at this cheap bastard try and take his leg out. You make me sick, Tom, and I'm getting over the flu. I've laid in my own filth for the last 48 hours, and I was never as low as you were here. The flu, it'll knock me down, Tom, but I'm back to review even your wins. I'm still here, Tom, and I'm gonna curse you. Or maybe I got sick because the Patriots look like they can make a run again. I don't know. I've got the Pats, Bills, and the Texans Buccaneers game, which was pretty entertaining to recap now. That's good sports. Please, if you don't want the Patriots to ruin the world with another Super Bowl, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe, you're going to guarantee that they win. I'll have Patreon shoutouts at the end of this episode. Today, this episode's sponsored by Audible. Audible is absolutely my favorite place to listen to audiobooks. Think about giving someone you love, no, better yet, give yourself the gift of an Audible membership. Now is the best time to do it with a special offer of 53% off your first 3 months. I devour audiobooks because real reading is hard for me. And if I'm honest, I have an addiction to mysteries and thrillers. I recently listened to The Ruin in Bearskin while pretending to work out. And my favorite listen this last year was Before the Fall. When you download an audiobook through Audible, the books are yours. You own them forever. Right now, for a limited time, you can get 3 months of Audible for just $6.95 a month. That's more than half off the regular price. Choose 1 audiobook and 2 Audible originals absolutely free. Visit audible.com/that'sgoodsports or text That's Good Sports to 500-500. Again, audible.com/that'sgoodsports for their best deal yet. Texans beat the Buccaneers 23-20. Now, the best part of being a wide receiver for Jameis Winston is not that he's going to force feed you more balls than your hands can handle. It's that if you make a mistake, drop a ball, cough up a fumble, miss a block, he's never going to get mad at you. Because you've never made a mistake bigger than him, and he is always aware of that. Through the Everest high-level peaks to the sunken pirate ship lows. In every game this season, the Buccaneers have been one of the most entertaining teams to watch week in and week out. The Texans are a playoff team, but all the focus in this game was really on the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston started the game with back-to-back pick sixes, and the Texans were still lucky to walk out of Tampa with a win. Fortunately for Jameis, the second pick six was negated because of a block in the back on the return. Fortunately for Jameis, he'd space his next 2 picks out over the course of a full game, and the Texans would give the rock back twice themselves. Winston, of course, played with the broken thumb, making him the only quarterback on earth who plays exactly the same with an injury to his throwing hand as he does healthy. And Winston even passed Dan Marino at 19,422 passing yards for second most through his first 5 seasons, and now is second only to Peyton Manning. The officials did their best to make sure the Buccaneers received no benefits of calls to go their way, blowing this Darren Fells fumble dead, making a challenge not an option, because nobody cares if you screw the Bucs, they're not in the playoffs. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense might be good enough in 2020 to make up for Winston's turnovers. They played great against Houston, holding like brave men who fought in Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings. Unfortunately, Gandalf don't ride into Tampa. Gandalf don't ride anywhere in Florida, to be honest. Wizards' magic is deemed unimpressive by old people and by those who have seen the glory of meth. And that's all there really is in Florida. Oh, quit being so hard on Florida. We're the families that meth together fight together. Fair enough, Florida. You've earned this one. The Texans were up 10-3 in the second when Duke Johnson fumbled after getting blasted post-handoff. Deshaun Watson saved the touchdown with the textbook tackle, putting him number 3 on my QB tackling power rankings list behind Ryan Tannehill and Kyler Murray. What would the Buccaneers do with this opportunity? Well, if you guessed Jameis Winston interception, you are correct, and you are awarded 0 points for knowing the obvious. Winston had 5 games this year with 3 or more interceptions, tying 2013 Eli Manning. He had 4 in this affair. Now, the Texans will get J.J. Watt back for the playoffs and clinch the AFC South with this victory. But they can't keep playing this type of turnover-happy, sloppy football if they want to win in the postseason. Will Fuller re-aggravated his injury, all of them. Watson was sacked 5 times, 3 by Jason Pierre-Paul, and looked a little banged up by the end of the game. Basically, Houston needs to get their shit together fast if they don't want to lose to the Titans next Sunday and then get bounced in the first round of the playoffs because they won't be fortunate enough to play the Raiders or Bengals, the only teams they can beat in the postseason. The game ended on, yes, a Jameis Winston interception. Do I even need to say it? It was Jaleel Adai who picked him off, and apparently Jaleel Adai played his first NFL game at the age of 9 years old. Before this game, Ian Rappaport reported that the Bucs are committed to Jameis Winston in 2020. I just don't know how you can be. I know he didn't have Godwin and Evans and was injured in this game, but I don't think any of that mattered. You're never going to win more than 10 games with Jameis Winston unless you have the best defense in the NFL on the other side of the ball. Tampa might be close there with their defense, actually, but Jameis Winston is like a rare, high-performance, exotic sports car that is also a lemon. The Ferrari that will cost you just as much money in repairs every year as its initial purchase price. But those short periods where it's working, oh, watch out because it's impressive. Maybe even more impressive than a Tesla truck. And then the Bills fall to the Patriots.
This is an hourglass!
Buffalo's defense came to play, and Jordan Poyer from behind blasted the ball out of Rex Burkhead's hands on the opening drive, which Micah Hyde scooped up for a big return that led to a field goal. Then old Tommy Boy orchestrated a touchdown drive by handing the ball off a dozen times, only to sneak into the record books by throwing his 539th touchdown pass to Matt LaCosse. Crazy we don't hear more about LaCosse, who has 539 touchdown receptions as a number 3 tight end. All right, whatever. That touchdown tied Brady with Peyton Manning, but it was the only one he threw all day. Tom even finally landed one of those blocks he's been practicing for years. And after what we saw him do to Ed Oliver, no surprise he went right for White's knees. Every chance he gets, Tommy's gonna do you dirty. Now, if there's a weakness in the Bills' secondary, it's second-year slot corner Teron Johnson. Every time Brady found Julian Edelman open, Johnson was in coverage. And I know N'Keal Harry is a beast of a man at receiver, but why not get Tre'Davious White on Edelman? The only way to ice Edelman is with the best goalie in the NFL.
Tre'Davious White, Trey White Goalie Academy.
I could have went pro out of high school, but let me show you how to do the job right now. Come on, man. Straight out of high school, I could have went first round.
Johnson redeemed himself later with a huge stop on 4th and 1. The greedy-ass Patriots really fucked themselves here because Josh Allen hit slick Cox Knox deep to take the ball down to the half-yard line. Even though Knox was robbed of the touchdown, we fans were given the gift of the Bills outsmarting the Patriots with an eligible lineman sneaking free to tie the game with the big man Dion Dawkins touchdown grab. Belichick was pissed because he's getting old and hard of hearing and didn't hear that Dawkins was an eligible receiver on the play that had the game tied at half. And it's no surprise a liar and a cheat like Tom Brady can pull off a play-action fake as good as this, even as the rest of his body slowly betrays him. And yeah, I really struggled to not make a joke about how nobody can make balls disappear with his torso better than Tom Brady. You know what's less lame than being good at fake handoffs? Bombs. Bombs to John Brown, thrown by a quarterback with a big arm to take the lead. I really don't know what's more impressive, the throw or the fact that John Brown got that open against New England's secondary. It's Brown. It's Brown ditching Stephon Gilmore. Losing Gilmore like the Bills then lost the lead to Rex Burkhead bouncing off tacklers like I'm trying to do too many damn metaphors in one sentence. The Patriots converted the two-pointer there as well to go up an even 7. 24-17. One drive to rule them all. Josh Allen converts a 4th and 1 on a second effort after getting his face masked, which the officials would definitely miss since it would have affected the Patriots negatively at the end of a close game. But then Josh Allen went on to make maybe his most impressive throw of the game, finding Cole Beasley in the red zone, taking the Bills down to the 8 or 9 yard line here. But Buffalo would go no further, and Brady and Edelman would look at each other in a forehead-to-forehead embrace with the kind of man-to-guy passion Giselle will never not be jealous of. New England clinches, whatever, and now we wait for someone to upset them in the postseason. The Patriots were bad for the last month or so, but credit them for coming out and running the ball well against Buffalo. That should scare the piss out of all of us. Even more terrifying, both of their leading receivers were Caucasian. Burkhead and Edelman, who had his head burked and then returned after passing concussion protocol. Patriots running the ball well, got the white guys catching the ball well. We all know what that means come January.
This is an hourglass!
And don't worry, Billies. I still believe you can beat the Patriots, and it's gonna be sweeter when you do it in the playoffs. I do have Big Dick Patreon shout-outs for Keegan, Smokin' the Pot Odell, Ryan Walsh, Dong Lover. Because of that subtle One Tree Hill joke upping to $7, Bryce Trosclair, Josefina Romero, Justin Meberg, Skylar Rexwinkle upping to 5, Lonnie Martinez, and doing this for you, Dustin and the Bills. We still believe, Bills. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, at Brandon Perna. If you care to follow me on those social platforms, I don't know why you would, but like a follow on Twitter, what does that cost you? Nothing? Doesn't mean anything to me or you, so just fucking do it.